Hi, I'm Willgoose, Esquire.
And I'm Wrigglesworth. We are public service broadcasting.
And you're watching Televisionetta.
8:30 p.m. Weekdays and Sundays. The Down Coastal Special leaves Euston for Glasgow, Edinburgh and Aberdeen.
It was listening to the radio and hearing about some public information films released by the British Film Institute, and I went online and had a look and made a song out of one of them, and it grew very slowly from there. But it didn't really come from a love of old stuff so much. It came more from a love of the sound of the old films, basically. It wasn't so much the retro nature of it, it was more the character of the sound. But as we've kind of written more songs and played more and written the album, it's you learn more and more about it. I'm kind of much more enthused about it than I used to be, I suppose. Yeah, it's a funny one because you'd think somebody who started this project would be like in love with that, and maybe I'm closer to that now. But certainly at the start, it was just like, oh, this looks fun, I'll just do that.
As you said, with your project, you teach the lessons of the past through the music of the future. But what have you learned from the past?
Don't drink and drive. That's a good one.
It's always
useful.
a good one. Yeah.
Colour TV is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The Second World War was bad.
Yeah.
Really bad thing.
Not fun.
That was kind of a line I think I wrote in 2010 to try and...
I wish you'd never written it.
I'm starting to wish I'd never written it. I think it does sum us up in a way because hopefully nobody takes that seriously. It's obviously a joke. We wouldn't ever profess to be playing the music of the future, much less teaching anyone anything.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. I always thought I was teaching.
No, the primary focus of us as a duo, besides annoying each other, which is very easy, it's just to entertain, really. Like the album's called Inform, Educate, Entertain. It's a reference to the BBC's sort of founding motto, which was Inform, Educate, Entertain. So it's kind of a nod towards that, and also our own spin on it, which is hopefully the emphasis very much on the last one. But at the same time, that there's certainly things I've learned through making the music and researching the topics that we've researched to make these songs, and it's the same for some of the audience. I know people have been in touch with me. Some teachers have played it in schools to children. Other people have kind of read up a lot about the films that we've used, so there is another layer to it, but the main layer for us is entertain. That's what it is.
The birds fly a lot better than we do. See how they wheel and bank and fly? Perfect. And all in one. Wings, body, tail, all in one.
That song, obviously it's about the creation of an aeroplane that was very important for the Brits in World War II, and for our country it's kind of like a talisman. People love that plane more than any other. It's crazy. It really is crazy. But for me, that song is as much about creation and how hard it is to create something when you're striving to write a really good song, or build an aeroplane, or any act of creation. The sort of the self-doubt and the struggle and the kind of the sort of almost mental torture that you put yourself through, thinking like, come on, I've got to do this, and the whole middle section of that song is all about how it's tough, always stretching for something that's just out of reach, and that to me is how it feels when I'm writing a song, because I'm like, come on, let's make it. Oh, I've failed again. Yeah. Yeah, the process it's hard to describe, basically. Sometimes I'll see a really good film and be like, yes, I should make that into a song. And sometimes I'll just have a song idea and think, what can I put to this that's going to work and make it interesting? And then once I've got a basic idea, I hand it over to Wriggles with my terrible drum beats that I've attempted to write, and he normally laughs at me and gently mocks me, and then we try and record it properly. Yeah, that's the process, really. And then at the very end, we re-edit the videos that we've sampled to fit our own music.
In 1852, the surveyors found it was the highest in the world, and they named it Everest.
I didn't write it watching the video, but I had a rough feel of the kind of the pace of the original and you know, the footage that was in it. So I knew I kind of wanted it to, you know, build to a peak like the mountain, and the starting drum beat is very much like, you know, which is supposed to be, yeah, it's supposed to be like, you know, sort of footsteps almost, you know, kind of like 1 2 1 2, going upwards, and then the middle section sort of deals with altitude sickness and, you know, being debilitated from no oxygen. And that was very much the intention from the start. As soon as I saw that bit discussing the effects of altitude sickness, I thought there should be a middle section where everything kind of got very woozy and very kind of strange, and then building up to the big sort of climax, I suppose. And the melody was really the key thing. That was the thing that came sort of towards the end, I suppose. And it's, I don't know, there's something about it. It's quite sort of melancholy, but it's also, it's uplifting. And because it kind of gives the impression, I think, of kind of going up and up and up still.
There has been an accident at Trimble Road in the expressway. You say 2 persons have been killed. There are several others injured.
That was the other way around. The song was written pretty much completely, and then it was a question of what footage do we use with this. And I thought, because it's so fast and heavy and aggressive, I thought it'd be quite funny to make it about driving safety. So you'd have a song about driving safety, which actually was quite good to drive fast to. So it's kind of ironic. It's, again, tongue-in-cheek. You know, there's a lot of that through what we're doing. It's yeah, common.
Really got something here. No drinking and driving. Not even beer. Not even water.
You probably see behind us we have the visuals that we run as we play the music, and because the music is quite electronic maybe, and it kind of layers up, you know, there's layer upon layer upon layer. Some people do seem to kind of get drawn in and just, you know, hypnotised almost, and other people just leave. So.